Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Culture News. My name is David Serero, and I have the pleasure to have today on iHeartRadio the very talented Jerry, who is the principal songwriter of a wonderful band that is called Color School. And they have released two wonderful songs, which we'll be playing very massively over the next few days, that are called On and Issue, which are coming up from the new EP that is called Close Enough to Fix. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet the one and only Mr. Jerry. How are you today, sir?
Oh, you're too kind. I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's a pleasure really having you over the phone. So first of all, congratulations for your music. Congratulations for all the wonderful achievement of this great band called Color School. For the people who don't have the pleasure of knowing you, who have the pleasure to know who you are, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what brought you to songwriting?
Oh, boy. Well, the first part is the easiest question. Songwriting is just kind of, something that's in your blood. And I've probably been doing it for the last 30-plus years. Color School, we're from Washington, D.C., so the name Color School actually pays tribute to an original art movement that happened here in Washington, D.C. back in the 60s, where these four crazy artists started comparing color stripes and painting the entire city, including Constitution Avenue. They painted stripes all the way down to the Capitol. And being from D.C., I guess we just wanted to remind people that Washington is still a small town. And a lot of it is, not political. And there's a wonderful music and art scene here, and we're very happy to be a part of it.
Well, we'd definitely be happy happy to hear about that and all these wonderful, very beautiful achievements. So how the band got created, and if you can tell us about the names of the band members.
Okay, so the core of the band is really me, Jerry Hergenrader, and Bill Kalish, the drummer. Bill and I used to play in the 80s. DC had a very popular, everyone called it a punk rock scene, but that doesn't mean all the bands who were lumped into that were actually punk rock players. We kind of existed then, and were releasing a lot of vinyl and living on college radio. And we had wonderful chances. We opened up with the Ramones 5 times, and to the Ventures, 10,000 Maniacs, and just kind of everyone you could think of a name of. If they came to DC, some of the clubs were asking us to open for them. The band at the time was called the Young Caucasians. And that was kind of interesting because we were kind of paying for our college radio releases by playing go-go music in DC, which is an indigenous, very drum-oriented style of music from D.C., which once you hear it, you can't get it out of your blood. So Bill and I had continued to play. Our kids are a little older now, so we started doing more things. I never really liked the sound of my own voice, and I was always looking for a singer. So this is a very funny story. I have cousins all over the world. I was actually born in France when my dad was in the services. And one of the French uncles moved to Brazil for a job, so I had family over there. And we had his 80th birthday family reunion in Bayonne, the Basque Country over in France, and my Brazilian cousins were there. Hey, Jerry, are you still playing? We loved your stuff. I said, yeah, but I'm looking for a singer, by the way. Do you know any? And she's like, yeah, my 6-year-old son is best friends with a professional singer, and she's moving to Bethesda, Maryland. I was like, you have to be kidding. And so we contacted her, and she looked up our website, and she shows up on my house door one time. I knew she was coming over to play guitar, but she had a 6-pack and already knew all the songs from our first EP. And she's an amazing singer, accomplished on her own. Camille Miller is her name. So you can look up her songs. She probably has about 7 albums on YouTube, and is originally from Nova Scotia, but family grew up in British Vancouver. So that is her. And then the bass player, it was really interesting because, I was mentioning go-go before, and I really wanted more percussions. So Paul Hyland, who's actually playing bass with us right now, came into it as a percussion player, but we really didn't have a bass player at the time. Bill and I were just playing out almost like the Black Keys, just acoustic guitar and drums. And Paul was like, I want to be your bass player. And I'm like, you don't really know how to play bass yet. But he's a nice guy, and he's not a jerk. So, I brought in a dear friend of mine to play bass. What's that? Yeah, I brought in a dear friend of mine to play bass in the studio named Jimmy Kavanaugh, who's in a band with me called Dream Kitchen in the 90s. And, of course, times like people, breathe and drink water. I gave Paul a framework to learn the songs from. So that's working out well because Jimmy's in Chicago and Paul is here locally. So the band is now Kalish, Kim Miller, and Paul Hyman. And we play about once a month, but it's vacation time right now, and we're it's almost a little bit nervous because we're just feeling so fortunate with people like you and some other radio stations saying we'd like to play it. So it looks like things are going to start ramping up August, September. We're coming to New York, as a matter of fact. We've been invited to an international pop festival. I think the first weekend of November in New York. So it's a little bit scary to have these things happen, but some and the people way it's just more. It's really what it's about. It's not so much about the music; it's about the people who we get to meet. Just share moments with. It's awesome.
That's really, really beautiful, and I love how destiny sometimes brings people together. And you said something absolutely beautiful. All it takes is a smile, because the one thing that the level of musicianship, we can always work it out, but the personality is the most important, and that gets to also the success of your band, because we can feel everybody's personality in the music and within each song, and that, I think, is a very, very a beautiful thing. So what are your next gigs? I would love to know about it, because we would love to pack the house and people to know about your great upcoming shows. So please tell us as many upcoming shows as you have.
Thank you for asking about our next gigs. I guess the best way to keep in contact is actually through our Facebook page at Color School. So we have some family vacations going on right now. So we're back together August 19th at a 3-day music festival in Washington, D.C. called Audioteca. And I think we're on that Sunday night, the 19th at 6 p.m. And I'm looking forward to it because it seems just so eclectic. I mean, there's going to be DJs and psychedelic bands and, some modern, and we're kind of a pop band in the middle of it. And for me, that means a lot too, because, there used to be a time when any style could play with any style. And that seems to have dissipated a little bit in the current music industry. So anyway, there's that. That's August 19th. Then the weekend of Labor Day, we're at a camping music festival in Monktown, Virginia called Kool-Aid, which is an awesome thing. It's somewhat limited, though. It's not completely open to the public. But I guess there's a vetting process or something like that. It's a 2-day music festival. And then the first weekend of November, we're at, I think it's a place called the Piano Bar in Manhattan, but it's the 3-day international music pop festival. So there's that, and then that's what we have going on right now. A couple interviews, and
that's already really great. And the place, the piano that you mentioned is a fantastic place. And we definitely encourage all New Yorkers to go to check out you guys. So what is the process when you release a new track, when you work? Because as a band, it can be sometimes a little bit different. What is usually the process for you guys to go in the studio and to put a song together?
That's a really interesting question. We did it a different way this time. We actually spent some money in the studio and had a very wonderful major label producer, a guy named Jim Ebert, who has recorded All Time Low, and I think he got his first kudos with an R&B band called Shai, S-H-A-I. So I like the fact that he had disciplines both in pop music and R&B music. And, you know, he probably recorded tons of people. I mean, Roger Waters was in his studio. I think he did some Bruno Mars here and there. So it was it was my first time working with an actual major label producer. And, you know, I kind of have a philosophy that, you know, once the song is written, it doesn't really belong to me anymore. It's really, It's so interesting on what other people hear when they listen to your music or your words. And so it's interesting because, you know, I'm probably not the best guitar player and, you know, that came out a bit in the studio, but, he would always, wherever there was and we'd laugh about it, wherever there was a space, he would fill it. And my job was always to live on the edge of chaos. Which is also at the edge of my abilities as well. But, so we didn't make a pristine record. There's probably some mistakes there left in on purpose because it's just kind of who we are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, you know, he heard things that I didn't hear in ourselves. He made me play a lot of 12-string guitar, cause he said he heard things like the Byrds. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even thought about the Byrds in forever, but I remember really liking them. So it's just so phenomenal when other people hear things in you that you never realized. And that's kind of what this process was about. Will it be the same way next time? I have no idea. It's nice to be able to keep it organic and then just to move from there. And it was interesting. He wanted some things, you know, like some canned vocals and things that were so popular, you know, now and trendy where it sounds like you're singing through an AM radio. And we was like, no, we get the production, but maybe not that far. So, you know, there was a good give and take. But, you know, when you work with somebody that quality, it's like, let them have their reign. I mean, that's what we're there for. We're not there to push our own things. We're here to make a record.
Wow.
So,
that's so beautiful. Yeah. That's so beautiful to hear. So when you have a next album, what is your inspiration to get together, and how do you write your music? Like, is it love songs, and also when you write the music, you know, you write about your personal story. So how does it work when you have to make that personal story personal for every other people in the band?
Well, you know, that's not so hard when you just realize that you're one among many. And any experience you've had, if indeed, you know, we're all somewhat average, right? I mean, we all share experiences. So it's really, when you get an experience or you write something, or I write something, for instance, I edit a lot. I throw a lot out and try to get just down to the cores that I know will resonate with other people because you know they've been through it too. I mean, if you've had a friend, then you know the things that they've been through, and when you go through them and there's something common, it's like, yeah, we've all been through that, so we can all relate to it. Now, Cammie has a very different voice, so I was writing songs that I knew would fit her voice and style, which was also a lot of fun. Heartache, you don't have that, but it's on the new EP, was our first collaboration where I wrote the music and the melody and the chorus and said, Cammie, you know, the melody line now write the verses that speak to you. And that way we'd have a common core there, and it's really the beginning of it was easy to do. It's so nice to know that collaboration is going to be easy. And so I think the biggest thing about it is, kind of being like water and just being flexible and go with the flow. And then, I talk to a lot of songwriters and music groups. I'm stuck here. I'm fried. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to, I'm in a block, and I'm like, just shut all that stuff out and just let the song write itself.
Well,
I don't even care if I'm using the same chords anymore. Chords now to me are like, who cares? If the melody line is there and you can sing it a cappella and the song kind of sings itself, then the song wrote itself. I was just kind of a vessel to the song. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, that is so true and so beautiful, all the things that you are saying. So before we start to say goodbye to each other and before we start to play these two fantastic songs by Cover School that are called Home and Issue, which is from the new EP called Close Enough to Fix. What is the next thing for you guys? What is the next project? I know you guys are going to tour, are going to perform in New York, but what is the next also project?
One step at a time. I mean, we're just releasing this now as we speak. This is so new. We don't even have the CDs back from Artwork. So the first thing is, just let's share this and see where this takes us. I can't say we have everything planned. We're hoping the universe will provide.
Well, let me tell you, you have already everything that is planned, which is a great career and a great success, because what you guys are doing is absolutely phenomenal, and your music speaks for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Serero. I had the pleasure to have today on iHeartRadio the very talented songwriter Jerry from the band Cover School. And we are playing now two great titles. One is called Home, the second is called Issue. And we're going to play them a lot over the next few days on iHeartRadio. Home and Issue by Cover School from the new EP called Close Enough to Fix. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much.
Tell me that there's more than everybody's right. Is there a snowball chance in hell that we may ever unite? When every word a chain start hacking at the core, I'd rather learn to dance with all the sawdust on the floor. Let's move. Let's groove. When people that you love and those who say they really care are sitting idly on the sideline like it's none of their affair, because it's someone else's issue, someone else's cry. They wait for peace and justice in the espresso line. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's rock the issue tonight. Let's ride.